Welcome back to the channel, episode 23, and it's the very first time that you can see my face. It's mad, it's crazy, but you know, some people will recognize my voice on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify, and now we're on Amazon Audible, which is crazy. You know, it's been a mad journey. Obviously, we're keeping on progressing and keep pushing up on the ladder of the podcasts. So don't forget to keep streaming and downloading the podcast, as well as streaming my music on Spotify and Amazon Music as well. So I'll leave the links here to my Instagram socials, as well as Facebook and what knows you want to do. So let's get into this. In the latest news, the coronavirus vaccine has been approved in the UK. Obviously, it's mad that today a woman 90 years old has taken the virus. Obviously, you need 2 of these vaccines, which is, you know, vital to cure the virus. Hopefully, we don't get any side effects. And, you know, moving forward, we are progressing to a more sustainable and more immune world in terms of COVID-19. Moving on to the world of YouTube. Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather will be fighting YouTuber Logan Paul, who does all of his weird videos, as well as the podcast that he has. And it's crazy that boxing has now moved on to the YouTube world, as well as bringing new fans in. Especially Logan Paul's fans can bring his fans in to the stadiums. Well, not currently in the coronavirus, era, but he can get more fans across the world, as well as bringing a boxing legend back to fight Logan Paul. So it's kind of weird. Let me know your opinions down below to see what happens or who wins in this fight. I think personally Floyd Mayweather, because Logan Paul's a newbie, and Floyd Mayweather's got some mad skills, let's be honest, like mad swings. And then I don't know how that this has happened in terms of this fight happening. It's just crazy to think that a YouTuber has acquired a fight for boxing legend Floyd Mayweather. It's crazy. It's just crazy to think that. But, it's crazy that we have now surpassed 1.5 thousand subscribers on YouTube, which is crazy to think. Thank you for supporting me on the way, as well as a new life update for me. Obviously, we're doing a podcast, we're doing music, as well as we got some new music coming out in January. We got one called Lose Control, which is a heavy bass track, as well as, keeping happy. It's at the end of the day, it's night, as I keep saying on the podcast. And yeah. Also, I've had some questions about what DAW I use. So I'll put some up here. So I've got Ableton, Logic, as well as Pro Tools. So Ableton is mainly for me as producing dance music and house music and whatnot. And then I probably use Logic Pro for vocals, and then Pro Tools for mixing and mastering, depending on how I feel at the time. As well as keeping myself motivated, I've got to keep learning, keep improving on my music production skills. We can only get better. Also, I checked my Spotify with 6.6k on my streams on my Spotify, which is more than last year. I only had about 500, I believe, last year. So we're making a progression. We're making more progression on the YouTube/music world, as well as we are trying to be sustainable and trying to be happy. I've also had an idea about making some clothing, so clothing brands. So maybe some t-shirts or some jumpers. I was looking down the jumpers route, which is kind of interesting because I've been designing some more logos for this brand. So hopefully, if you guys want some merch or anything, just let me know in the comments, or just DM me on Instagram at DJWillW, that's across the screen, or at Chattin with DJWillW. Obviously, we're on the podcast. Moving on from this, the UK top 10 charts this week, we have at number 10, we have 34 and 35 by Ariana Grande. I haven't heard Ariana Grande's new songs. However, at number 9, You Broke Me First at Tate McRae. Number 8, Fairy Tale of New York, classic Christmas song, Pogues feat. Kirsty MacColl, which is apparently not allowed on BBC Radio 1. They are not discounting that. So it's pretty mad that, you know, a Christmas song cannot be allowed to be played during this era. Obviously, some offensive words in that song, but I wouldn't get into it. And number 7, we've got Levitating by Dua Lipa. Now, she is smashing it this year. Smashing it. At number 6, we have Billie Eilish, Therefore I Am, which is amazing. I can't believe she's got up to top 10, which she always does, obviously. And it's her songs over the last few years have been crazy. She's got the new Bond film theme tune, which is crazy. Number 5, we got Midnight Sky by Miley Cyrus. Number 4, we got Sweet Melody by Little Mix. Number 3, Last Christmas by Wham. Classic Christmas song. And number 2, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, which is another crazy one because every year these songs are just in the top 10. It's mad. And number 1, Ariana Grande with Positions. I don't know if you heard this song, which is it's a bit of an explicit song, but I wouldn't go into it. But number 1, she's got 2 top 10s, which is crazy. Number 10 and number 1, Ariana Grande, succeeding pretty well. Every time she releases a new song, you know, it's always at top 10, near enough. And it's pretty crazy how you can get from, you know, doing no music for quite a long time, a couple of years or a year or two, and just suddenly blow up through, you know, TikTok. So the Position song by Ariana Grande is streaming and going viral on TikTok at the moment, which is mad. Recently, guys, I have had some bad habits just coming in here, just listening to music. Well, it's kind of a good habit if you think about it, you're learning, but in terms of just doing nothing all day, every day is pretty bad. I wouldn't get stuck in a rut, really. And I recommend doing something like working out or learning a new skill, learning a new language like Spanish or German, or learning a new instrument. I'm learning the piano in more depth, which is kind of handy, and it helps with my music production skills. I also have been learning mix and mastering in an in-depth level. Obviously, I learned it at university, audio music technology, which is one of those things where, you know, you take your 3-year degree and you get your certificate. However, on the way you have contacts and you meet people in your classes, and it's one of those things where you can get quite distracted, like going out or not concentrating on the projects that you actually want to do, like produce music. So, like I said previously, there's going to be some new music out. And to keep up to date, actually, you can actually go onto my website www.djwillw.com. It's up on the screen now, and you can actually scroll through and click on, you know, my projects, my everything that you want to do on there. You can contact me about anything you like, mix and mastering, you know, services that I offer, and sound for film offers. I'm currently doing a short film which will be released next week, I believe, on this channel, and it's going to be really helpful for us to get the content growing. Try and do a podcast or a video on here every week, so this helps you guys to keep engaged with me on my socials, as well as making you guys have fun and, you know, stay interactive with the content that is provided. Also, I don't know if you've heard that the new MacBook Pros have done an update on, you know, Big Sur, which is a big pain in my ass right now. You know, Serato isn't working with my decks. I can't do any live streams. I don't really want to backdate it to a previous version, which is annoying. So if you guys have any advice on that to get that working on the new update, please let me know below, or just contact me on my socials, Instagram, Facebook, whatnot. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well, and thank you for, you know, coming to the video. We've got my face on here now, and thank you for your support, as well as keeping in the loop with my content. I'll be posting more on my socials to make sure that, you know, we're staying up to date with the latest stuff, as well as keeping you guys happy and it's me happy as well, because I like to keep productivity high. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for continuing the support on my podcast. You know, I've been away for over a month, only recently coming back last week, which is mad. But anyway, this is the end of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video next week. Thank you for watching.